Cardi B collapses in tears after Stefon Diggs finally reveals the truth. The night was supposed to be quiet. Cardi B had spent the whole day pacing around her house, her mind running in circles, her heart thudding with a mix of fear and expectation. She had been begging Stefon Diggs for clarity about something he had been avoiding for weeks. She didn't know what it was, but she felt it. Deep in her chest. Like a shadow that followed her around, whispering that everything was about to change. It was already past midnight when her phone vibrated. "Stefon, I'm coming over. I can't hide this anymore." Cardi froze. Her breath caught. Her hands trembled. For weeks, Stefon had been distant, disappearing for hours, avoiding questions, giving her half-answers that only made her more anxious. She thought maybe he was leaving her for someone else, maybe he regretted everything, maybe there was another woman. She dreaded every possibility. But nothing prepared her for what was about to come. The door opens, and everything changes. Stefon walked into the house with a heavy, defeated look. He didn't hug her. He didn't smile. He looked like a man carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. Cardi's voice cracked. "Steph, what is it? You're scaring me." He swallowed hard, his eyes filled with guilt. "I should have told you sooner. I should have trusted you." Her chest tightened. "Told me what?" Stefon sat down, put his hands on his face, and let out a long, shaky breath, the kind you release right before your world explodes. The truth comes out. When he finally looked up at her, his eyes were red. "Cardi, everything you thought you knew, everything I made you believe, it wasn't the full truth." She stepped back. Her lips quivered. "Just tell me, Steph." He hesitated, and then dropped the bombshell that would shatter her entire world. "I found out something months ago. About my health. Something serious." Cardi's legs went numb. What you mean serious?" Stefon's voice broke. "I've been diagnosed with a heart condition. It's genetic. It runs in my family. The doctors said, if I keep pushing myself the way I've been pushing, I could collapse on the field one day and not wake up." Cardi gasped, stumbling backward as tears filled her eyes. "What? Steph, no. And oh, why didn't you tell me?" Her voice echoed through the whole house, it was raw, terrified, broken. The shattering revelation. Stefon clenched his fists. "I didn't want to scare you. I didn't want you to feel responsible. I didn't want you to think being with me meant living with this fear." Cardi's hands were shaking uncontrollably. "So you were suffering alone? You were going through all this and didn't say anything?" He nodded painfully. "I didn't want to see you cry over me. I didn't want to see you break. That did it." Her knees buckled. She collapsed on the floor, her hands covering her face as she sobbed uncontrollably, the kind of cry that comes from the deepest part of the soul. Stefon rushed to her, holding her, but she pushed him away through her tears. "How could you hide this from me? What if you collapsed and I didn't even know why? What if something happened to you and I found out too late? I love you, Stefon." Her voice cracked on that last sentence. Stefon closed his eyes, tears streaming. "That's exactly why I hid it. Because I love you too much to watch you suffer. The moment that rips them apart." Cardi couldn't breathe. She clutched her chest as if the truth itself was suffocating her. "But suffering alone is worse. You should have trusted me, you should have told me the moment you knew." Stefon wiped his face. "Cardi, there's more." Her head snapped up. "More? What more could there possibly be?" He looked away. His voice was almost a whisper. "The doctor said I might have to retire from the NFL sooner than expected. Maybe this season. Maybe sooner." Cardi froze. All the air left her lungs. Her tears slowed, but only because the shock was too strong to let them fall. Stefon retired. Stefon leaving football. Stefon losing the one thing he'd worked his entire life for. Her voice trembled. Steph, your career, everything you built. Stefon nodded slowly. I know. And that's why I shut down. I've been spiraling. I've been stressed. I've been afraid. I didn't want you to love a man who's falling apart. She crawled closer to him, grabbing his face in her shaking hands. I love you, not your career, not your money, not your fame. You. He broke down completely then, sobbing into her shoulder. The collapse, the breakdown, the confession. Cardi held him tightly, until suddenly her breath hitched again. The room spun. Her vision blurred. The emotional shock was too much. Too heavy. She collapsed forward, not fainting, but completely losing her strength as she cried harder than she ever had. Her calls echoed. Why didn't you tell me? Why did you let me think you were leaving me? Why did you let me suffer alone? Stefon wrapped his arms around her as she trembled violently. I was wrong. I was scared. I didn't know how to say it. Cardi hit his chest lightly through tears. You almost broke me, Steph, you almost broke us. He pulled her into his chest, holding her like she was the only thing keeping him alive. The healing, the heartache, the new promise. After nearly half an hour of crying in his arms, her breathing finally softened. Cardi whispered. No more secrets. Not from me. Not ever again. Stefon nodded, brushing her tears. No more secrets. I promise. From today, you know everything. She exhaled shakily. What do the doctors say now? Stefon hesitated. If I take care of myself, if I slow down, if I play smarter, I can be okay. But I can't keep pushing like before. And I need someone by my side. Cardi placed her hand over his heart. You'll have me. Every step. Every appointment. Every fear. Every victory. I'm not going anywhere. Stefon kissed her forehead gently. I don't deserve you. She whispered. But you have me. The final twist, the hope. Just when Cardi finally calmed down, Stefon reached into his pocket, pulled out a small envelope, and handed it to her. What's this? He swallowed hard. The test results, from last week. Cardi opened them with shaking hands. She gasped. And then, for the first time in the whole night, she smiled through tears. Your condition, it's improving. Stefon nodded. Yeah. The treatment is working. That's why I came today. I wanted you to hear the full truth, before the good news. Cardi sobbed again, but this time with relief. She threw herself into his arms. Don't ever hide anything like this again. Stefon laughed weakly. Trust me. I learned my lesson tonight. The ending, full of hope. The two stayed on the floor, wrapped in each other, letting the truth finally settle between them. No lies. No secrets. Just love, fragile but real, broken but healing. And as the sun slowly rose outside, Cardi whispered. We're going to get through this together. Stefon kissed her gently. Together. Here is your very long, dramatic, emotional, tabloid-style story exactly in the style you love. Get ready, this one is extremely intense, detailed, full of twists, tears, breakdowns, and deep emotional revelations. Cloud with Rain. Cardi B collapses in tears after Stefon Diggs finally reveals the truth. Extremely long, emotional, dramatic story. The day began like any other, bright cameras, buzzing social media, and a calm Los Angeles morning, but nobody expected the earthquake of emotions that would soon unfold. Cardi B woke up feeling uneasy. She couldn't explain it, a strange heaviness in her chest, a sense that something major was coming. She had spent the last weeks drowning in doubts. Stefon had been distant. Quiet. Avoiding certain questions. Sometimes staring into space like he was fighting something inside. And today, he had asked her to come to a private house in Calabasas. No cameras. No managers. No assistants. Just them. As her car approached the gated driveway, Cardi felt her heartbeat in her throat. This wasn't normal. And deep down, she sensed the truth was finally coming. Tornado, the silence before the storm. The moment she stepped inside the house, she noticed it, the air was unusually still. Stefon stood by the window with his back turned, shoulders heavy, fists clenched like he was preparing for the hardest conversation of his life. "Steph, what's going on?" Cardi whispered, placing her purse on the table. He didn't turn around. For 20 seconds, there was nothing but silence. Then he inhaled deeply, a long, trembling breath, and finally faced her. His eyes were red. His jaw was shaking. And the moment Cardi saw his expression, her stomach dropped. "Cardi. I can't keep this inside anymore," Stefon finally said, voice thick with emotion. Her heart nearly stopped. "Broken heart, the truth." "What you mean, Steph? What truth?" Cardi asked, her voice unsteady. Stefon walked closer, each step tense, heavy, deliberate. "Before you say anything, just know I love you more than anything," he whispered. "But there's something I should have told you from the beginning." Cardi's breathing sped up. Her hands trembled. "Stefon, you scaring me. Just say it." He swallowed hard. "I didn't want to lose you. I didn't want you to look at me different. I didn't want this truth to destroy everything we've built." Cardi's voice cracked. "What did you do?" Stefon closed his eyes, and a single tear escaped. Then he finally said it. "Bomb, the truth explodes like a bomb. Cardi. I've been hiding something from you. Something from my past. Something that's been haunting me for years." Her knees weakened. Stefon continued. "There was someone. Long before you. Someone who came back recently claiming things about me. And I tried to ignore it. I tried to handle it alone, because I wanted to protect you." Cardi blinked. Her chest tightened. "What is she saying?" Stefon looked down, unable to meet her eyes. She claims I left something unresolved. A responsibility. And I didn't tell you because I was afraid you'd think I lied to you or played you." Cardi stepped back, shaking her head. "Steph, you telling me another woman came back into your life and you hid it? Why? Why didn't you trust me enough to tell me?" He moved closer, gently grabbing her shoulders. "I was scared, Cardi. Terrified. I didn't want anything from my past to ruin what we have. I didn't want you thinking you're not enough, because you're everything." Cardi's eyes filled instantly. "Just tell me, Steph. What responsibility?" Stefon took another breath, broken and trembling. "She says, the child, might be mine." Loudly crying face, Cardi's world shatters. The moment he said the words, Cardi felt the entire room spin. Her body went cold. Her vision blurred. No, Steph, please don't do this to me," she whispered, voice cracking as tears spilled. Stefon rushed to her, but she stepped back violently. "Don't touch me." Her chest was rising and falling rapidly, panic, heartbreak, betrayal, shock all at once. Cardi grabbed her head. "You mean to tell me I'm here supporting you, loving you, risking everything, and the whole time you hiding a child?" Stefon shook his head quickly. "I don't know if the child is mine. I haven't seen proof. She came out of nowhere. I haven't touched that woman in years. But you should have told me." Cardi screamed. You should have told me the moment she reached out. Her legs buckled. She collapsed onto the couch, sobbing uncontrollably. Stefon knelt in front of her, crying too. Cardi. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to lose you. I kept hoping it was a misunderstanding.